F-A-C-T-S. F-A-C-T-S.
That's how we're gonna open the episode.
Okay. 3. Well, yeah.
Well,
We start with 3.
Hey.
Jack, again?
It just happens.
That's lovely. Do you want to do our intro for us?
We can cut all this out.
We are not providing context, by the way.
No, we're not cutting this out.
All right. Welcome to the first official episode of the Fine Arts Center podcast.
Woo!
With your host. Can you please introduce yourselves, hosts? Starting with you.
Hello, I'm Brayden.
Hi guys, I'm Bree.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Jack.
Woo!
Yeah.
I thought you guys were gonna introduce like your departments
Oh.
or something, but like.
Nah,
Alright,
okay,
start
sure,
again.
whatever.
Start again.
That's right, because this is the real first episode.
Yeah, it is.
I'm in recording arts.
Visual arts, baby.
Jazz.
I'm in jazz and recording arts.
Look at you guys with 2 different studios. Ha. Nah, I'm in
Okay.
like 3
Wow.
All right.
We're already experiencing some prejudice on the podcast.
We're off to a great start.
Always.
You're in recording arts, right?
Not
Or am I
this year.
stupid?
No,
I wa-
she's
I
not
was
doing it this
last
year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year.
I literally
Last year was
see you
so much
every
better
day,
in
and I
recording
thought you were in
arts.
recording arts.
That was fun. I just walked in here and I was like, ooh, what's the latest?
Yeah.
And you guys had Juliana. That was
Juliana. May she rest in
in
peace.
Juliana.
R.I.P.
Not literally.
This
No.
episode.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Yeah,
She's
she is
alive.
not. She's not dead. She's just graduated.
We should clarify.
What was I gonna say?
We should play rabies butter on the podcast.
We should not.
In.
Good.
If you guys want to hear Rabies Butter, I'm sure that they will be releasing it somewhere.
Yeah, stream rabies butter. It's available on insert platform here. We'll edit this later. It'll be fine.
Really?
I'm
Probably won't.
gonna insert SoundCloud.
Sound. Yeah.
Gonna be available
The-
on SoundCloud.
All the good things are on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
That's true. I have a bunch of beats on SoundCloud.
Do you want
So
to?
I'm not plugging my
Oh, was
SoundCloud
that?
No.
first
I was
episode.
like-
I've heard some of them.
So
You shook your head. You want to talk about that?
Oh, that was a no, folks.
She shook her head again.
okay.
Well, okay. Let's not derail this completely, but
We didn't start on the rails.
That's true. That's
Yeah, you
That's
should have heard our pilot episode,
yeah.
which we will be releasing. I'm pretty sure as a little bonus feature.
Hopefully, yeah.
Subscribe to our Patreon. That does that does
Yes!
not exist.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Or a Ko-fi. We might set one. of
Ko-fi,
those up.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I need more.
That'd be
coffee.
more helpful for us because all we really care about is coffee.
That's true. That's true.
And art and our
Art,
departments.
yeah.
art, yeah, yeah.
Art,
Music.
That too. That too.
Music and visual arts.
We need coffee to create. Period.
Coffee
That's
is
it.
an essential fuel
Coffee
for
is
any
great.
artist.
That's fair. Because otherwise we just zone out. You know, we go into that weird little artistic trance, and then we come out of it, and we're like, I made something.
That's true. When you get in the when you get in the flow and then you listen back to it like the next day and it's terrible.
Yeah, or you look at it.
Literally every song I ever make.
I don't know about that. Usually
Lazy
the best stuff comes when I'm working very intensively for like a couple weeks on like one thing.
Woo!
And
Dude.
then I'll go listen back to it a couple months later and like tweak it more. A couple months later, tweak it more. Because you have to have like fresh ears when you're doing something over like that.
Yeah, yeah. My best stuff always comes from like a random idea that I have like no later than 10:30 at night. And then I just start working on it for like 2 hours, get it like a 98% complete, and then just take 6 months to get that last 2%
Yeah,
done.
that's exactly how I work. Like I'll make a demo version with like mumbled vocals.
Yeah.
And it's like almost real words.
Yeah.
And then I'll abandon it for months and I'll be like, why didn't I write lyrics to this? Like it would have been so easy.
Yeah.
Whenever I have the best ideas, I feel like is always when I'm swimming because I have nothing else to think about. But then as soon as I get out of the water, they just leave.
Oh, did you see the tweet that was like, swim team like needs to pay for our therapy for having to think so much?
Swim team is its own therapy.
Is it? I don't know. I
You're
always feel
left
like
alone
sports
with your
were-
thoughts.
Oh, that's true. Well, I don't know if that's good therapy or not.
It depends.
Depends. actually.
Sometimes it can be good.
Unless you have anxiety.
I love swimming though, because it's like a isolation
That's true.
chamber.
That's true.
My brain is always like thinking of songs, and if I don't just sit in silence for 5 seconds, I'm off the rails. That's not true. I don't know why I said that.
I've got insomnia, so when I'm awake, I just either sketch it terribly in my phone, on the little edit photo thing, and it's just a blank black picture occasionally with a gleam of an eye in there. It's terrifying. But it's the first sketch. I had one where I had written in the memos what I wanted, but it was extremely vague, and it was fish in a jail teapot, and I was like,
that
good
happens
stuff.
all the time.
Dude,
You'll write
yes.
5 pages worth of stuff in your notebook and have no idea what it means the next day.
It's exactly what
It'll
happens.
be bubble kitchen, stock horror foam,
rabies butter.
Rabies
What was I
butter.
talking about?
Rabies butter.
Maybe we
Stream
could
rabies
do-
butter.
We could do an episode where we read each other's notes app. Notes.
Oh.
Actually, that would be funny.
That would be very funny.
I have great art ideas.
It'd be good insight into the creative process.
True, actually. Yeah, the creative process is.
Mine aren't
Not a
ideas.
process.
Yeah, it's chaos.
All of my ideas for actual original songs usually start with chord patterns.
Oh.
So my notes app is filled with just a bunch of random notes that just have C sharp, E,
Oh.
That's
whatever.
crazy.
My
just
notes
random.
app is just scanned documents, so if we want a math homework reveal, I can do that.
Math
Math
homework.
homework reveal on the
Math homework
podcast.
reveal.
Speaking of which, how is it balancing your school life and art? I'm here all day, so it doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
Honestly, pretty much flipped from where I was last year, at least for now.
Wasn't it always junior year?
Junior year. So I was having not a good time in my main classes. It was pretty bad, but I could always come back this afternoon and just work on whatever. This year it's kind of harder to do that.
Hannah cough ASMR.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's kind of harder to do that. Last year was fun. I was in a good group with a lot of my friends, and we did a lot of group projects. This year is less fun. It's a lot of just
Projects.
yeah,
Yeah.
projects.
Make it fun.
Rules tightening down, which it's just things. It is still fun, and I still very much enjoy making art and creating music. So, don't mistake me and think that I am not having fun here. I still am.
It's just without Juliana. you
Yeah.
know.
R.I.P.
Juliana,
R.I.P.
if you're
Juliana.
listening, We love you.
We do. I'm not even in your department, and I love you.
Yeah, I feel like
Stream rabies butter.
That too. I feel like my balance between art and school is a lot easier this year just because I have less classes and I'm a senior. But obviously that's not going to apply to everyone. But I feel like I have more time to digest what I've been making and figure out what I could do better. Instead where last year I didn't really have any time to think about that, so I was just sort of create, and I didn't have chances to really improve. But yeah, so I guess I get to be more critical of my art just because I have more time to just sit down and
Listen.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're just gonna go with
Me?
music kids, yeah, first.
I don't really think much about the balance between school and other school, but it all kind of blurs together in my head at this point.
But I mean, you've got crazy classes though.
Yeah.
I mean, especially last year. I mean, I was in half of yours,
I've got
That was not
worse this
easy.
year.
Worse?
Yeah,
Worse than physics?
I have all APs at Wade Hampton.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So maybe we'll get you to talk again later and then give us a recap on
Yeah.
how that's gonna
Yeah.
be.
When you have to do the exams a semester after you learned everything,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
That'll only be the case for one of them, though.
Oh, nice.
Okay. It's not terrible.
No, AP Lit was that way. I took it first semester, and then the AP exam was
Yeah.
in May.
I've
Yeah,
got it
it's not
first
bad.
semester this year.
Oh, AP
Yeah.
Lit?
Mhm.
Huh. Good luck.
Lang was easy though. I liked Lang.
Yeah, Lang was fun.
That was because we had a good teacher though, I feel.
Shout out Mr. Abels.
Mr. Ables.
Man, I had English 101. I was not about to take an AP English class. English is my worst subject.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your
Crazy.
best subject?
Social studies. Yeah.
That checks out.
Which is nice because I'm in AP Gov this year, so
Oh, okay.
it'll work.
Is there any social studies influence in your music?
Social. No. Yeah. Every single one of my songs is a political statement. That is not true.
It's just like an instrumental retelling of a historical event.
Yeah.
You should do that. You should make an album that's like the French Revolution in songs.
The French Revolution.
Oh my
It
goodness.
ends with just one big like
guillotine,
like
Oh
yeah,
no!
one big like cymbal crash.
Yeah.
And then like
Doom, 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 doom,
no,
doom.
but then like a ball rolling.
No, we studied a piece. We studied a piece that was pretty much that.
Really?
Like last year in
That's
music
crazy.
and there was like an opera. It was this really egotistical guy
Oh,
who like
nice.
wrote an entire piece about like the epic hero's journey, except it was extremely obvious that he was like writing himself as the
So
hero.
it was a self-insert
Oh.
fanfic.
It was
about-
it was a self-insert
Nice.
fanfic from
I love
like the 1700s.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's been going on for
Wasn't
ages.
Dante's Inferno a self-insert fanfic too?
Feels like it.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it is. He's just
Think
like
so.
talking about like going through hell with his buddies.
Yeah.
Or like people he wants to be his friend.
Yeah.
High school.
High
You know, not to say
Regular
anything,
high
but-
school, regular high school.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fine arts is much better.
This is a respite.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite word. I love that word so
Respite.
much. Respite.
What about reconcile?
My
It
fa-
sounds
Sounds
big.
too
My
formal.
favorite word lately has been whimsy and whimsical. If anything is whimsical in my eyes, it is the best.
There you go.
I love like hoopla and like
Oh,
hullabaloo.
yeah.
Hoopla.
All this hoopla going on.
I forgot what
There's
my
lots of
favorite was.
hoopla going on behind us too.
That's
by the
true.
way.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the-
Lots of it.
All the lucky southern.
this is gonna be a staple of every episode, hopefully.
Yep.
It will actually.
Yeah.
Accompanied by jazz.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. I listened to that pilot and I was like, ooh, there's some smooth jazz behind us. And then they was just talking from, when they stop practicing and then they go back. It's pretty fun. You guys should go visit the Genevieve's concerts and just concerts in general.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Wait,
should
when's also
also
my
come
first
to the
Genevieve's
ones at the
concert?
Fine Arts Center.
Can I plug our
Yeah,
band's
plug it.
gigs?
Plug it.
These aren't at Genevieve's, but they're just like dates in October that we're playing places. At October 21st, that's a Friday afternoon, we're going to be playing at the Greenville Creative Arts Association.
Woo!
October 23rd, we're playing at Porch Fest, starting at 3 p.m. I think it's like a 45-minute set. And then on the 27th, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I don't know if like people can like come to that or not. I think it's just at some sort of like venue. It's like background music, but
Should we all just dress up in like party suits?
party suits. I
Party
don't think
suits.
there's. I don't
I
think there's a
meant
dress code
costumes,
for
but I was
either
thinking
of those.
about party because I don't know, when I think about jazz, I think of a party. That tells you a lot about who I am.
That's
but-
good though.
Yeah, that's a
When
good
most people
that's a good
think of jazz,
connotation.
They think of like boring, pretentious, but
Oh,
it's
no.
not.
It's
like
not pretentious. It's one of the least pretentious.
exactly.
In my
Yeah.
Well,
opinion.
people
I had
think it's
classical
pretentious.
training, so jazz seems like a field day compared to
Yeah.
like the classical setting.
Jazz be like, improvisation!
Classical music is like, no, you are playing it exactly as this ancient white man intended to.
See, that's what I love about art because, like, we don't have to follow those rules. Unless
Yeah,
it's, like,
no, we don't.
conventional
I love.
functionality.
That's why I love modern classical, because a lot of those scores make the performers like the center of the piece, and they get to decide which direction they're gonna go with
Yeah.
the sheet music. Sometimes it's
Oh,
like
nice.
super vague and like it's just like squiggly lines or something.
Like,
I
Go
love
for
sheet
it.
music like that,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
just like it's vague instructions, like play the highest note you
I
can.
can
Yeah.
write some of that.
One of my favorite things lately has been this account on Twitter that is threatening music notation, and it's just very enjoyable to look through and see what curses upon humanity
See,
composers have made.
my composition, my solo piano composition from last year was very threatening.
Very.
Milk lick.
Oh.
Milk lick?
I remember the day we sat in a practice room and it took like 20 minutes running through it.
It's like 3 pages long and it took like 20
No,
minutes
it's like
to sight
8
read.
pages.
Wait,
Eight
was that
pages?
the thing that you taped together?
No, that was
Okay.
my final project.
I was like,
last
no.
I remember that.
Right?
I
That
remember
was
somebody.
great.
I can't remember who. But
Yeah,
somebody
so for
showed
the-
it to me.
For my solo piano piece that I wrote for Hannah called Milk Lick, I improvised, like I played random notes into a piano in Logic, and then I just like spit out the sheet music that it gave me and printed it, and then I handed it to her, and I was like, "This is my new piece. I have worked on it for months." It took me like as long as the piece to make it. It took me like 3 to 5 minutes to make it. Literally.
Man, I want to play an instrument. Just go follow the squiggly line, guys.
But the thing is, nobody can tell me that that's wrong.
True.
Yeah.
It's art.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome.
That's
That I can just
fair.
do that, and that's art.
Yeah.
I'm not pooping on art right now. I'm saying that
We're
that's
on
awesome
an
that I
art
can do that.
school.
Well, some people make that argument. They're like, people like can say a banana is art and modern art is stupid, but like no, that's like what makes it awesome.
Okay, but alright, I have a comment on that.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize. Okay, so we all know that piece of like the banana taped to the wall, right?
Yeah.
That piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is actually such a stable piece. And hear me out.
Oh no, I love it because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like comments on the nature of art,
Yes!
and also like the banana is gonna rot eventually. So
Yeah.
why would you buy something that's not gonna exist in like 5 days?
It's like making fun of the art world as it is today, and I love it. Like, oh, see, sorry. Pieces that like comment on the way that some things are like my favorite thing. I will deconstruct this.
I love like meta art pieces.
Yeah, like the painting that shredded itself. I was like, yes.
I just wish it worked how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Because apparently it was supposed to be like all in pieces, but it only went like halfway.
Well, I think it eventually actually shred. Don't quote me on that.
And then, but the worst part was that somebody bought the shredded piece
And
for
it was-
more than it
yeah,
was originally worth.
That was the stupid, like,
Yeah.
there's a good part about performative art, but then that just, like, frustrated me.
Yeah.
Speaking of
value.
performative art, my Alexa
Oh, no.
homecoming.
Oh, no.
No!
We don't have to get into that, but I just wanted to make that connection for the 4 of us.
Oh my gosh. Are we still gonna tape googly eyes on an Alexa to scare somebody? I forgot who was afraid of the Alexa.
Oh
don't
yeah, who
remember
was
either.
it that was afraid of Alexas?
The AI.
It wasn't me.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, like, that was
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wait a
Afraid
minute.
of
I said I
AI.
was like slightly afraid of like home assistants, but even though I have one, it's still like freaky.
I'm gonna, like, paint a little smile on it, but like, detail it, and make it, like, just not pleasant to look at. Like my foot cup. I'm gonna have to.
Ew. Not the
Have
foot
you guys
cup.
not seen my foot cup?
What's the foot cup?
Oh, after this, we're gonna go down to ceramics. and
We are
see my
not.
foot
We are
cup.
not plugging the foot cup
We are
into the
plugging my
podcast.
foot cup. We're plugging rabies butter. We can plug the foot cup.
Okay, fair. Fair point.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were involved in this, but there was like at least a week where I would go into like the visual arts like ceramic studio and
Oh,
try to look
probably.
for like latex fingers.
No, I don't.
It
think
was
it's
for
What?
a thing I was
latex
working on.
fingers.
Or like rubber
Oh,
fingers.
You should have gone to
Oh.
metals.
Oh,
That's where it's at. We have a
Oh.
ton of those.
I needed those like very badly for something I
Yeah.
was trying to do.
You could have gone to metals. We have a bunch.
And the
I
best
don't know
part
why
about
we
the
have
Fine
them.
Arts Center is that you can make really weird requests like that,
Oh, yeah.
and no one bats an eye.
Yeah,
What did you need them for though?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
Jack.
it was a thing about the school dress code. It was like your skirt or whatever has to like be like your fingers have to be able to touch the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
or something like that. So I was thinking about like getting like rubber fingers and like cutting them really small and having people wear them as like a fanny pack. And you move it over and
that's
see
so
like my
fun.
fingers touch the bottom. See. But
I
it was
mean,
really
That
just
is
to make like a
such-
That's
really.
actually kind of.
That is such a Jack thing to do.
It was just a really elaborate joke that I was trying to do.
That, my friend, is called performative art.
Yeah.
And art needs to invoke a reaction.
That would invoke reaction.
That
It would
would.
either be like that's really stupid or that's funny.
Then
Yeah.
I love stupid ideas though, turned into like professional pieces.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like my entire thing.
I know, it's great. I love it.
Any stupid idea, I'm like, oh, I need to make this.
Currently working on some interesting art. I'll show you guys later when we
Can
see
you-
the foot cup.
Can you describe what you're working on?
Well, we have a bowl project, and I'm not gonna completely say what it is, but I'm hoping to kind of like make some commentary on how certain parts of women are objectified.
Right. Oh,
So-
did you see that bathing beauties thing that was in the gallery?
Yes, I
That's
actually
what that
liked
reminds me of.
Yeah, it was.
That
I mean,
was
it's kind
awesome.
of like that actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
That
Yeah.
piece from last year,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in the
the one
art
with all the
gallery.
words written on it and stuff.
I don't
no,
know.
Is that not that one?
No,
It
that
was
was
the-
Romasia's. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't remember.
It was the massive like bodies in like trash bags.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Oh, vaguely.
It
yes.
looks
It was
so
the
cool.
beginning of the year.
Beginning. Yeah, I was thinking of the one at the end of the year.
That was
That
the
was like
senior
the
show?
actual.
That was Romasia's. Oh my gosh, dude, her work, great. Tells just like the whole story. Ayo, the computer went dark. That good or that bad? We don't know. Doot doot doot.
Hey, we're
still
up.
going.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're still going.
But yeah. I
That's
mean,
it's very interesting.
well, they keep asking me what kind of work do you want to have represent you in the senior show, and I'm like,
So anyways, I got you off course. Keep describing what you're.
no, that's about as far as I can go.
Okay.
for
Do you
the
remember
podcast.
that? What was that interactive piece last year that somebody made that was like the suitcase and it had like the scissors? I remember it being really cool, but I don't remember like what it was or what it was about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like awesome.
I don't remember the interactive piece. I know L'Oreal from last year. Love her. Rest in peace. She's not dead. She's just gone. She's graduated. She's not dead. She's just gone.
Yeah, she's not dead. She just like disappeared in a
There she
puff of
goes.
smoke.
We haven't found her yet.
Yeah, no, I saw it yesterday. It was pretty great. But she was gonna make a piece where it was like an urn, and then you like write a whole bunch of stuff that's like negative about yourself that you really internalize, and then we burn it.
That's
Just
cool.
Completely burn it.
Whoa.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have to text her and see if I can use that concept for something. But I want to, cause like that's so cool. But she never got around to like doing it. I wanna do that so bad. Not gonna lie.
I love pieces where you look at it and you're like, what on earth is this supposed to mean? And then you get the context and like the little write up about it, and you're like, oh my gosh.
That kind of reminds me of this thing we made last year in recording arts. It was a
I have a feeling this isn't going to be near as deep as anything
It
anything
was
else that
a-
we've been
that's
talking
what
about.
very long thing we made where we just made a bunch of sounds, and hearing them, if you don't know the point of the sounds, it's very confusing. But we made this ASMR,
No,
with a plot.
no,
and when we explain the plot, it makes a lot more sense.
no. It makes less sense when you explain the plot.
No, I think it makes
Should
sense.
I explain the plot now?
Yeah,
Mm.
why not?
Okay.
Nah,
so,
come on, we need more time.
So,
Okay.
So we found this setting on Battery where it had a bunch of different sounds that sounded like household things, like lights flickering and knocking on things.
Wait,
and
was that
stuff
The
like
Sims?
that. Yes.
Oh!
So me,
Okay.
Juliana, Braden, and
I know
many
it's a little-
others worked together on creating this minutes-long ASMR where it's a point of view where we knock on your door to try and enter your house, and since you don't respond, we kick the door down, and then we have a conversation with you being played by Braden in this case, where we were talking in Simlish with you, and you don't know what's going on, so then we freeze you with our freeze ray, and we replace your dying grandfather, because there's these dying breath noises in the back, and we take him, and we get him in our UFO, and then the breathing goes back to normal, so we assume that, we've replaced Grandpa with something. We don't know what that something is. And then Grandpa's lover comes back from the war looking for Grandpa. And then we freeze ray Grandpa's lover too. And then we go and we walk around your house. And I remember when we were recording the walking sounds, we were standing outside and there was a group of chamber strings people across the Fine Arts Center from us. And they had stopped and they were just kind of staring at us because they didn't know what we were doing and we were all just stepping around this phone. Anyways, we walk around your house, we break things, we smash things, we push things to the ground, and then we eat your laundry, and then we just send you to the back rooms, which is this just
The back rooms.
It's
Yeah.
the back rooms.
The back
Yeah.
rooms.
and that's how it ends. And so if you're listening to it and you don't really have that context, it is kind of confusing, but yeah.
I mean, good self-critique.
I just have to say that laundry part was the most disgusting thing. Like, I can't stand the sound of people making eating noises.
I remember.
And that's all it was.
I was the one that
We're
had to
not
record
playing
the
that.
eating sounds.
Yeah.
I was like making chewing noises into the mic.
It is. I literally had to like plug my ears for that part because it was that disgusting to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was one of my favorite things
I
we
should take
made
that back.
last year.
I have something gross like that I made. It's okay. You know, as I go to bed.
One piece that really caused me anxiety, I guess,
One
like that,
Piece.
was the video one that's in the art gallery right now, where it's like she's trying to
The
put back
plates?
together the plates, and they just like won't. They're in like really weird configurations, and she like keeps breaking. I was like, oh my gosh, like it gave me like a feeling in my stomach. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I forget which teacher it is. Probably either Miss Shank or Miss King. One or the other. I think that's their work. I'll go back down there and I'll check later. But I probably won't edit that, so. Oh well. We don't want to try editing. We'll get there later.
Shout out to Miss Shank or Miss King. We don't know which one.
Woo!
Yeah. Shout out to one of those two.
We love you.
I thought it was a student, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to follow this person on Instagram.
That's
And
the.
so I like looked her up on Instagram, and I was like, oh, it's an instructor.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's the. Alright, sorry, Jazz just kicked up back there. Okay.
I wonder who's playing right now.
I would love to, none of the.
Oh, it's Wes. Wes is playing.
Hey. Anyway, none of the pieces that I've ever made have really had any like deep emotional connection to them. They've always just been like spur of the moment stuff that I just thought was cool in the moment. Like my very first song, which I'm not gonna plug my artist profile, but I'm kind of plugging my artist profile. It is available on Spotify.
Yes.
It's not that great. I don't really like it anymore. It was cool at the time, but I can do better. It's called Thunderstorm.
I liked that.
There's no deep meaning to it. It's just literally I was working on a song and I thought it was cool, and there happened to be a thunderstorm going on outside while I was making it. So I went outside with a microphone
Oh, that's what you did.
and then I just recorded thunder from outside my backyard. And then I plugged it into the piece, and then I was like, that's cool. And it's fine, it's not the worst song ever. But
I need to recommend you like a book after this that's kind of about that. Like art coming from like a place of deep emotion, like trying to communicate something, or art that just comes from like spur of the moment, like thinking and how audiences like interpret it and whether or not it's meaningful and all that crazy stuff.
It doesn't
Yeah.
just
Very
have to be
interesting.
deep, I feel like we get that confused a lot. I mean, especially being here, just because we're surrounded by so much, especially with our other students, it's like, it can get overwhelming, when you're
Yeah.
like, I want to create a deep piece, but then sometimes you're like, I'm just going to make this for fun.
Yeah.
Not everything
It has to
have like
really-
like 5 layers of symbolism.
For real.
And if you want to make something deep, it has to really like come from inside. Like you can't
Fake it.
Yeah, you can't sit there for like hours and hours just thinking of how can I make this deep,
It's
because
very
that's
obvious
not.
when someone's faking deepness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when you actually like feel it,
Mm.
and then you just go, and it's great. It's extremely therapeutic. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why art therapy exists.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get to like some more deeper stuff. For now, it's just very spur of the moment stuff that I find interesting. The project that I'm currently working on for this
Plug.
class
Woo!
is it's a parody of those obnoxious sounding like drift funk songs that trend on like TikTok,
Oh,
like in
gym
the
rat
in the
songs?
car community and gym rats and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I hate those
But
songs so
it's a
much.
parody because of the new electric Dodge Charger that they announced. That, like, for those that don't know, Dodge announced an electric Charger with a fake engine sound, and it sounds like a vacuum cleaner. It's pretty bad.
Me too. That's
So, yeah, I made a parody song based on that car, and I even like engineered another terrible engine song in one engine sound. I can talk.
Is that dysfunctional Subaru?
That was not dysfunctional
Not
Subaru.
dysfunctional Subaru. Which
That-
one was that? Or
that-
have you not
I'm
named
working on it now.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
called 2024 Dodge Charger
Oh, okay,
Daytona.
okay.
It's
Love
Yeah,
that.
keep
I've
that
started-
Name, keep that name.
I've started a trend of just naming my projects after specific car models.
I remember the first thing we started working on this year when we got back was Ford Truck Month Anthem.
Ford Truck Month
which
Anthem.
is yet to be finished.
Yep. And then 2001 Honda Civic, which was colonized by Jack.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, what did I do to that?
You,
You
we'll,
did a
we'll
lot.
we'll go into that later. But
No, I really
You-
don't remember what I did.
We'll
I was
find out
making a
later.
beat. You just kind of came in and like just started working at the
And I
computer.
started making like a gabber thing.
Well,
Yeah,
it was
you
so
started. I don't
good
even know what it was you
until-
started making, but it was good.
Yeah, it
and
was good until
yeah,
one point. and
there
it
was
just
one
went-
point where everything just fell
I
off.
started putting the meme soundboard on it.
You
It was
did.
like
You
fun.
did.
It was like, pop, 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 pop. Yeah, that was
Uh,
something.
It was so good though, and then you hit that one point, and it just went. Whoa.
I can
I was
redo
like,
it. I can
oh.
make it like very serious
Please
if you
do.
want to like go.
And then
Yeah.
we'll put it at like the end or something, and then
Yeah.
have people listen.
I thought about going back to it. Thought about going back to it and trying to like keep working on it, but also I don't really want to like undo any of the stuff that you did because I
Well,
just don't.
You
I don't.
Can,
Yeah.
You can cut out the stuff that's just like there for laughs.
Okay.
Like the.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
What
you
heck, what
really
the heck, what
had
the
it
heck?
going
Yeah.
on though. I mean, it was like, you know, it hit that little part in your soul that you were like, yeah, that.
Major 7 chords do that also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
music terms.
No, just, if your song needs flavor, just major 7. That's it.
That's it. More
More
head,
coughs,
face.
more coughs.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's okay. I'll be fine. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We were just looking at the time, and yeah, I get it. Motifs.
What's the time?
11 or no?
11.
That's not 11.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I saw 2 1s because it's
One.
September 1st.
1:17.
Oh boy. Okay.
Might have to wrap this up
Yep.
pretty soon.
We'll have to wrap
Not
it
now.
up. Well,
Oh, it's perfect because that song's ending on
for
Sunday.
real, right?
All right, bye.
Yeah, just end it. Just end
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
cut.
No. Wait. I have to add like one last tiny bit. If you want your song or, you know, your kind of stuff, if you're a music student, that is, sorry, everybody else, I feel you, but we'll get to you later. Then please go to the QR code that is on the flyer that is like literally everywhere. I put them everywhere. And submit that through the little questions box. We would love to feature it. So please.
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 We are begging you.
On
We
our
need your
hands and knees.
contributions.
And
Right now.
everybody shout out Bree for doing a lot of the work and getting the podcast up and running and
Shout
making
out.
the posters.
Shout
And
out.
doing-
Shout it out loudly
Keep-
across the
Pretty
fucking
much
set.
keeping this whole thing floating.
I'm trying. But thank you, Brittany, for finding.
Let's go, Bree.
I couldn't do this without you guys who actually know how to work the software. So thank you. It's a nice, lovely group of friends, which makes it worth it.
Yay, us.
Woo! Yay, you!
Yeah.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to the first ever episode of this podcast.
Yeah!
We're gonna have guest songs. It's not gonna be
Later,
like this
yeah.
every time.
Did we ever say the
Yeah.
title?
The facts, guys! We have a title!
The Fine Arts Center Talkshow.
Woo!
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
we had a title.
Yeah, we have a title.
I'm
and
So
so
out
everything.
of the
Liar.
loop. I'm
We are-
so out of the loop.
We are so professional.
We are
Like, it's
really good at this.
unbelievable.
We are so professional that we left Jack out of the loop.
Even though he's in the group
Yeah.
chat and could have looked at the flyer at any
There's a
point
group
in time.
chat?
Yes,
Yes, there's a group
I'm
chat.
looking at it. Wait.
That's where we end
I thought
the
we were.
episode.
Yeah, I thought we
Press
were
the
ending this
space button.
thing.
Let's go.
Yeah. Is it?
For future reference, not all of our outros are going to be this long. I hope not.
Hey, there we are. It's right there.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, let me check the group chat, guys.
We'll see you all later.
Hopefully, Jack will be more in the loop next week.
Yep. Alright, end it. Ah.
Did it end? Did it stop?
No, it's not
Oh
stopping.
no!
No, no.
No, go! Oh no!
Just
Turn it
press
off.
press
Turn it
the
off.
stop button.
Where's
The blue square.